I lift up my mind and heart to be aware, to understand, and to know that the divine presence I am is the source and substance of all my good. So basically that we are our own source.
Well, when it goes further into that, because I've done it before, it says that you are.
Yeah.
It gets to the point that says what you are.
Right.
And people don't like that because they go, "But I couldn't take on the responsibility of being an I am of God. God, I would have to actually clean my act up and do all sorts of different things, and so."
And what came up for me was I wasn't good enough.
But no, you're not good enough. No, you
again.
can be a pawn of God. You can be separated from God.
A servant of God.
Yeah, and a servant, and that's good. But the best servant is one who actually carries all the things of God.
Yeah.
Not the one who says, "Well, I've learned how to do it now,
and I'm top of the class."
Yeah. You're only a operations director, or production director if you do that. You're not actually the managing director, and you're certainly not the chairman.
No.
Because God's the chairman, right? And God wants you to be chairman.
Mm-hmm. Well, recognise yourself as chairman.
Yeah, and he wants as many people as he or she can to be chairman. Then he can go and have a rest, for God's sake.
It's so funny the language we have to use to try and explain this stuff, isn't it?
There's no words that can actually describe what we're talking about.
No.
Right?
No.
You are that. And that's all there is. And let me tell you something, you can't do anything about it. That's the way it is. You can choke it off. You can smash it up. You can choke off the tube.
Yeah.
You can go judgmental. You can be crappy. You can argue with people. You can hate people. You can do what you want. But if you let go for one instant, all the stuff comes flowing through. And that's the love force, the life force, the God force. And that's what that is. It's the God force, right?
Look like the finger there.
The God. Let me tell you something. That's a very interesting thing to say. That is the God force. Who do you think invented the finger? Who do you think said that if we do that with the finger, that will whack the boozy bastard down the pub who's taking the mickey out of you because you're not working at the moment? God said, give him the finger. That's why I gave you fingers. I gave you fingers to lift things, grip things, and go like that. See, that's the whole thing. And, and this is the whole thing. See, when you are of God, God said, well, yeah, I did kind of do a thing where you put food in your mouth, it goes through, you digest it, and then all the goodness goes into your body, and then you fart and shit after. Well, you may not like it, but that's the way I made it, right? But and you go, that's horrible. That's horrible. I go and crap every morning, and I go, oh, why do I have to do this, God? Well, I made you like this, but that is of me and of God, because that's the only way I could get you to operate in a human body on this planet. And so I go, thank you very much. It was the best poo I've had all week. And he says to me, the only time you have to worry, my son, is when you can't do it.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right.
And then you'll be on the way out. So I'm sorry to be a bit sort of toilety about it, but this just came to me, and I thought I would tell you about it. But it's like saying, look, I accept everything.
Yeah, and it's very interesting to notice that, I'm not being deliberately gross, but because we live in the caravan, because we have a toilet to empty on a regular basis, there is more connection with our kind of human-animal beingness, and actually I've got a sort of respect for it. And it reminds me when I was travelling in India, and it's the same thing, because things aren't so clinicised and cleaned up, and you are confronted with these so-called horrible bits of humankind, but actually it does something very sort of humbling, and sort of brings you down to earth, in a way that I think is good.